Things to go ahead and talk about real quick before we get started. As you can see, the stream setup is a little bit different. And if you can tell by the title, today, at least for right now, we're not doing any gaming. We will do gaming at some point today, but I'm very excited to bring you Rift Carving, the first ever Rift Carving stream. I can maybe change the name later. I don't know. But I've been sharing with you guys in the Hangout and in the stream that I've been wanting to learn how to wood carve. And Dapper helped me with picking out some knives, and I got some wood and some safety equipment and all these things, which I should be wearing my glasses, but I'm not. It's probably the one thing I'm not going to do today that I'm going to be a hypocrite about. Um, and so I thought about it, and I was like, maybe I could try to find a way to make it work, or I can stream this and share the experience with you all, the learning process, because learning something new is daunting. It's nothing easy. It takes time. It requires failure. And we'll get into that here in a minute. And my goal with this is to share the experience with you all, maybe bring something to the table that's new that we can all enjoy, and hopefully something maybe I can bring and put onto YouTube later on. For now, this might just be an episode in the Welcome to the Rift series, because we don't know if we're going to keep this permanent, but all of this relies on you, the viewer. So whether you're watching this on live stream right now with me, or you're watching it later on in another platform, or you're seeing clips of it later, let me know in the comments, in the chat, in the Discord, what you think. Is it something that you're enjoying? Is it something you think you might enjoy? And then if you do enjoy it, spread the word. We can't grow without you. You get to see my chair move and everything. I could probably do this one right here before we go into carving, so you don't have to see my ass and my hand swinging. Um, so some disclaimers. First and foremost, this is a live recording. If I do post this anywhere else, you will be seeing this part of it. I'll be interacting with chat, taking breaks, adjusting equipment, because this is a new type of stream I'm going to do. All the things. So be aware of that. As it's pinned at the top of your chat, for my safety, I would greatly appreciate it if everyone in the chat refrained from using the bang and the random noise redemptions for your channel points. Yes, I could have gone out of my way and disabled it, but that's a lot more work for something where human decency should just state that you know not to do it. I'll get into the ins and outs of safety here in a minute, but part of the safety is I am going to be handling very sharp wood carving tools. My hands will be involved, and if you make me jump or whatever, that obviously poses a safety concern. Right now, I'm trusting my viewership to be smart about that, so be aware, like I said in the message, if I catch you abusing it or disregarding that warning, you can and will be banned. I'm not gonna play around with that. That being said, let's go ahead and get into it. The music will be playing. I will have one headphone off my ears so I can hear like the cuts, so I can see what's going on. If it turns out that it's hard to hear me when I'm turned like this carving, let me know. I can move the mic. I would prefer not to move the mic if possible. It's pretty sensitive. And I'm also very loud, so we'll see. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into some carving and see how it goes. And if the music's not loud enough for you or whatever, you can let me know. It should be a good time though. I think it's going to be a good time. First and foremost, what are we doing today? We're wood carving, and with wood carving, you are using wood carving tools such as sharp knives, wood carving knives. There's a roughing knife and a detailed knife. The camera might take a while to focus here and there. Don't move it, because if it means you're quieter, it's worth it. Hey, Mr. Discord, how you doing, brother? As you can tell, the camera is over here, and I did not turn on the green screen. That is because when I have the wood in front of it, it was kind of finicky with the visuals, and I want you to be able to see it. I will be turned like this. You might see a little bit of knee. I'm sorry. I'm going to try to stay somewhat turned, but I got to be at least like this so I can actually carve in front of you. The idea being that my hands will be here working while you see it. It's going well, sir. How are you doing today? I'm a little nervous about this, though. I'm going to go ahead and show you some of the equipment, and then also go over safety. So I've showed you the tools, which are the carving tools. One of the other objects I'm going to be using today is a strop. So anytime you see me turn and go ahead and start working on honing the knife, that is what I'll be using, is the strop. If you have questions about that, let me know. I don't mind educating what little I know. Let's see what you did here. That's the closest to a crotch cam as we're going to get. I will also go ahead and, this reminds me, as I'm adjusting this, once I get started with the carving, I'm going to have a glove on and have taped fingers. I might not be able to add points. I might not be able to approve of messages. I might need to take either applications or whatever for possible moderators moving forward if we do these types of streams. I know Raven is someone that has already posed interest in doing that. I might reach out to her and let her have first dibs on that. But if you're interested in that responsibility, you need to reach out to me in the Discord and let me know. Now, other equipment. Safety is always a priority, so I will have on me a glove. This is a cut-resistant glove. It is not something that is foolproof, but it is amazing. I'll have it on my left hand, and then I have finger tape for my index finger and thumb on my dominant hand. You'll see me use a pencil for marking the wood, and then I do have my Pirates of the Caribbean 6-inch ruler in the event that I need to measure that way. I don't think I will for this project, we will see. I would, but that means I'd have to tone down, and that's boring. Boring. Doable, but boring. Yes, don't do it if you don't want to do it. It's not a must. There are people who are willing to do it, and I don't mind just leaving it alone for a while. I'll just ignore it. Just don't be upset with me when I ignore it. And the last piece, the most important piece, is the wood. Now, I did go ahead prior to the stream starting. Let me see if I can learn to finagle it. And I did mark on the wood for now, at least the starting parts of the cuts. I wonder, can you guess if I hold it like this? I know the light's kind of, I got to get used to how I'm holding it so y'all can see it. But if you can guess it all by the cuts, what do you, or not the cuts, the marks, what do you think I'm carving today? If you had to guess. Let's see if I can hold it a little better like this. And just for reference, this is a this piece of wood is the standard 1x1 by 4-inch wood block you get in basswood sets. And while you put in your guesses, I'm gonna go ahead and put on my safety equipment, and then we can go ahead and get going. How's everybody's morning been, though? What you been up to? How's work? If you work lurking, do you wood carve? What's your hobbies? Let me know. Fun fact, I actually hate wearing this glove, but I wear it because it has saved my hand one too many times. Time I close my... Same thing with the tape. The tape, honestly, was the unsung hero. That's the thing that I never thought would, like, benefit me nearly as much as it does. The only thing about the tape that, like, is... that I gotta pay attention to is I'm not really good at, what's the word? Taping my hand up. I end up taping it way too tight and using way too much. But like, see, so like the first one is on my hand. And in case you want to know, this is the tape. It's not very difficult. You just kind of layer it over your finger and wrap it and it'll grab itself. Fall in love. There we go. There we go. Changing the music during this is going to be a pain in the ass, too. And just so you can see, the last thing we carved was, I posted this in the Discord, but it was my whale. I have, in fact, carved a whale already. I very much enjoy it and love it. It's a nice little intro piece. The tail is what I've messed up on. That's what I needed to work on. It's a very tiny tail. But I feel like I got the curves in there just fine. So, alright. If there are no guesses, I'm hopefully going to carve an owl today. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I'm willing to try. Oof. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. Let's see. Now, I don't know how it's going to show up with the lighting and everything, but we're going to hopefully... The idea being to rough out the parts of it and just get the general shape of the owl, and then go into the details. There is a video that I'm going to be following for this. I don't have it pulled up. I will pull it up when it gets to that point, because right now the main part of this is just getting all this wood that's not necessary off of the block. Here's some of the understandings I have going out the gate. The grain of the wood is going up and down, and you want to make sure you cut along that grain. It makes it easier to cut. I think I've honed everything the way it needs to be, but we will see. I'm going to start off with smaller cuts for now and go from there. I don't want to take off too much and end up splitting it. And I'm not just throwing all the wood chips on the floor. There's a box under me. And if at any point that it takes me a minute to answer, that's kind of understandable considering my focus is going to be on my hands. Oh, see there. So right there, see I'm end up holding it down here. I gotta get used to this, so you just gotta be patient with me. Let me get used to the fact that I'm using a what you call it, stroke tool in front of a camera versus, you know, by myself. Because I can always change it later to be like this, but I don't think that's a good angle. I'm trying to get it to where you can see what my hands are doing. And we want this side to have a curve to it. So if you look on the let's see, on the pencil itself, you see the pencil is marked as like a curve. So my idea is take all this wood off to have that curve. And you can always take off more wood. So as you approach that line, you want to slow down a little bit. And then take off less and less. And that way you can ease into it. You don't gotta rush. And those of you in the chat who are watching, if I get to the point where you can't see very well, like as far as like some of the what you call it, the cutting, don't hesitate to let me know. It's not annoying to me. I will let you know if it gets annoying for me, but for now, it's gonna be a team effort to kind of get to where I can do this and let y'all see everything. I mean, honestly, that's pretty fucking close, I'd say. Like this, especially this side, like we're already, let's see, down to that. Yeah, we'll smooth it out as we go to refine. Right now, we're just getting it all off. Eventually, if we do these more often, I think one of the things that would be beneficial is having like a part of the table and I can tape out like a red or colored square to have my hands in, so that way I know like it's in camera shot. Right now I'm kind of eyeballing it. And this isn't the best camera in the world either. The camera I'm using actually, oh, that's not good. So like the pencil's fading on this side. Luckily on this side it's not. And the guy on the video said if you follow that, it should be relatively easy to replicate. But I don't know about that. And it's gonna be interesting to me to see how everything goes doing this live and not like, because it does take part of my attention and my focus to chat and carve. Okay, so I wouldn't say the smoothest curve so far, just kind of giving you a glimpse. You can see it kind of taking shape on each side, that kind of a curve. Let me see, I'll give it to you on this angle here. And as you can see, this one has a little more of the baseball diamond shape going. So we're going to want to refine that a bit more later down the line. But so far, it's getting there. And in case you were curious, like, we're not looking for perfection. What we're looking for is just general shape. The way I'm at least choosing to see it is kind of like a painting, right? You don't want to keep worrying about, oh, it's not absolutely perfect, and I need to go back and redo the lines. So like now, just so y'all know, if you look on this side, we have, if I hold it just right, let me see if it'll focus. We got to remove this center part. We're just trying to get it to where we have the general shape, the general silhouette of what we're trying to do. And in this case, like I said, for those of you who might be tuning in, it's an owl. And every once in a while, you're going to see me stop what I'm doing. I'm going to go over to my strop, and I'm gonna strop it and get it nice and toned again, and honed in, so that way some of these pushes aren't so tough. Part of my hope with this is that with doing the backside first, it'll give me a better grip for the front, because the front is where the face is going to be, and that's where you want it to kind of hopefully be a bit more precise, I think. The guy who I watched do this, I've seen the video twice, and I'm still super nervous about doing this project, primarily because I want to do good, you know? Like, that's what I was saying earlier. Part of learning things is, you know, it takes some struggle, and part of my struggle is I hate doing things in a very haphazard way. I'm also more worried about, like, standing up and, you know, kind of like what Mr. Discord said earlier, the whole crotch cam idea. That would drive me bonkers, the idea of that. I the idea that I screw that up, end up having you guys seeing things you shouldn't. What I'm doing right now is kind of B cuts, small ones, building up kind of towards the center. Honestly, I could probably get away with pairing cuts or something, but I don't want to. I don't want to get too in the weeds with trying to get into mixing up cuts. I just know that once we get to this bottom area, we're going to want to have it kind of at a sharp angle in a way. So that way, oops, see, I might have just already screwed up part of it. We might need to adjust just a little bit. Riff Math Radio coming at you live. This is Fuck This Job by Wheeler Walker Jr. Yeah, right there. So, let me use this as a learning moment. You can kind of see in the light those striations. It hit under that grain just right and pried that wood up, so now that part is a little bit more flat, and it's a bit more striped than the other ones. So I'm gonna very lightly, at least try to, holding this thing is a bitch and a half sometimes, go with the tip of my knife and just gently shave those striations off. And that should help with that. I'm gonna have to clean up. If you hold it this way, you can see I have that V cut. It's a bit more jagged than I'd like as well. Which some things that I want you to know, in case you want to understand a bit. Let me put this project down. This piece of wood is not the owl. This is just a piece of wood that I cut every once in a while to practice. If I'm talking about a rough cut, that's where you hold it and you literally just take the knife and then you just go ahead and slice it off like this, you know? If you're talking about a V cut, it's where you take your knife and you kind of push very specifically at an angle, and you go right on the other side and push down towards it, and you just remove it. It makes a V cut on the wood such as that. And if I talk about a paring cut, that's where I take it and I'm going to actually, kind of like you're peeling potatoes. Let me actually go on this side. So you're going to take your thumb and brace below, let me see if I can see it, below where you're going to be cutting. You just kind of flex your hand and pull it towards you. You're kind of squeezing, or with this part of your hand. Your thumb is bracing, and then your hand itself is what's bringing you the knife. Kind of like peeling an apple or a potato. So, in case you were wondering, those cuts I'm talking about, that's what I'm talking about. So if you hear me say V cut, if you hear me say, rough cut, paring cut, that is what I'm referring to primarily. Some of these cuts you'll see me do are not perfect by no means. I am still learning. Some of the movements you'll see me do are not perfect. I am still learning. But the idea is the same, and we're going to learn together, Oh, see, it just picked it up. And I wish I knew better as to why that happens. Like, if that's a sign that the knife needs to be sharpened more or not, or if it's just me, like maybe it's a technique error, which is what I'm hoping. I'm hoping it's something I can correct over time with practice versus like, oh well, you didn't sharpen it right, and I don't have a single clue how to fix it, But now look, see, now the knife is kind of slowing down. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn and I'm going to strop this knife, which that I can't show you. I don't have a camera angle for that, and I'm not gonna, try my best to force that now. But if it's something we enjoy, maybe later. But the idea of stropping, again, is you're not, quote, sharpening your knife, you're honing your knife. You're reforming that very fine point at the end, from what I'm understanding. I can't say that I'm the expert by no means. Wipe off any sort of the the stuff, and you get back to it. Someone commented actually on my post with my whale, and I want to go ahead and I can't remember their usernames. I can't shout them out, but what they said was that their father, when learning to carve or when carving, they said, cut away anything, and he was carving a duck. Anything that doesn't look like a duck, remove it. And I love that. And that's going to be one of my motivators during a lot of my projects moving forward. It's going to be me thinking about it and instead of freaking out that like it doesn't look like what I want it to look like right now, it's literally going to be me saying, take away whatever doesn't look like it. I'm lifting it up way too high where you can't even see it. I'm sorry, guys. And I was kind of marking up that part of the wood too. Kind of show you how I'm doing so far. So we're kind of getting that curve in there. So again, there was like a long curve and a short curve meeting with a V cut. The side now, and you can see this side's gotten a little bit less of that honing, so we got to go on this side and do a bit more. The long ends there. I will say a video of something or something that I'm going to want to look up at some point is like how to properly hold the knife. Because I have a lot of bad habits from years of holding my everyday carry pocket knives and stuff, which I shouldn't have those problems, but I do. I mean, everybody does at some point. You know, it's not going to be something you commonly fix on your own if you don't know that they're mistakes until you know they're mistakes. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna try and flatten this up just a little bit more. Not flatten it, but curve it up just a bit better. Anyways, is you'll see me, this hand will creep up and kind of get onto that blade, and that's where the danger zone comes in. You want to stay on that handle as much as possible. Your thumb moving onto the back of the knife, the spine of the knife, is one thing, but you don't. Oh, see right there. You can see it wedged under that grain and just pulled it again. Jesus Christ. That's going to be the bane of my existence today. Alright, let's go ahead and make this a more defined area here. Alright, so we got mostly that. Now let's see what the guy says in the video. I'm going to put this down, pick up my phone, and we're going to see what it says. So you got to bear with me. Or rather, I got to see what he does. You got to turn me around. And now there's an ad. I will shout out the video I'm watching for those of you who might want to follow along. It is Whittle a Simple 1x1 Barn Owl Step by Step for Beginner, and it's by The Maker Experience. And for his like owl's neckline, I feel like looks more prominent, but I think for me that's just because I'm looking at it that way. So right now I'm at exactly the 4 minute and 26 second mark, and I'm watching what he does next with the kind of the head of the owl and outlining it. I want to make sure that I know how he does it. All right, so he takes his pencil, he kind of divides it into 3-ish. Or 2, yeah, 3-ish. Boom, 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 boom. And kind of so y'all see it, let me pause it. I'm marking. So his idea is when he's done, this should be standing vertically because the owl is going to sit like this. So, like, the tail is going to go down. It'll have feet on this side right here, and the head's going to be up here, kind of facing. That's what he's marking. So, it's kind of a way to see where it's facing. Kind of does a circle around that. Paradise. That's another thing that I'm practicing with this is that like my pencil work is not like the most perfect. It's a rough, you know? Like I want it to be as close as possible, but like, you know, you can similarly to the whole cut off whatever doesn't look like a duck. There was an artist friend I had. He would do these incredible like murals for people. He would paint them on walls. And I was like, "Well, can you give me a tip like how do you do it?" He goes, "You just add lines until it looks like what you want it to look like." I'm gonna need to take the vacuum in here before the next phase, by the way. Alright, let's see what else. Okay, so the first one, you want to take it and kind of. $90 with that, alright? This one goes out. Or and this one goes out. So just so y'all can see. Let's see, kind of get it to where it'll do it. And again, understanding, so just so you can see, this is kind of where it's going to be sitting. So that's why it has like the perch on there. You can kind of see that the. Let's see if it'll do it. Try to get that pencil to show up for you. There you go. It's a little bit better. I do kind of want to mark it a little bit better. The pencil kind of rubs off, and that's kind of like the one thing that I'm like, oh god. Young mouse. Okay, so he wants me to remove all that. There, remove all this. Okay. We stop since we stopped. Every time you stop or stop, make sure you stop. Stop and stop. If you haven't, make sure you hydrate. Make sure you have lunch. Mm-hmm. 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 All right. I mean, that's getting pretty damn close, I'd say, right there, you know? I want to do the other side before I do any V cuts. Ooh, hold on. Let's do a V cut right here. Because that's kind of where we want it to stop, right? So. I bent it a little bit. That sucks. Oh well. Let's do this. Hang on. It's a little bit of a cut right there. So yeah, there's that nice V cut. And that's gonna help me stomp when I go to shave off this stuff. Hopefully. Oof, oof, oof. See now. Another one of those learning issues, okay? So I still don't know why it does that. But as you can see, it peeled. So what I'm gonna do is try to save it by V cut right there. Pull it off. And let's kind of like gently use that stop cut I made to get it off. And then we're gonna hopefully shave it. Let me see what he does with so this part I'm struggling with. So we've gotten to here. We haven't done this side yet, but I guess I can wait, but I'm gonna want to know what he does here. I'm wanting to know if he cuts it all the way down to that. You see, if you can see, there's that kind of a V in the pattern that I've drawn. I want to know if he cuts there or not. There was a curve right here, and we've done removed it, so I don't know what that's going to do for me. But we're gonna go with this for now. I do like this kind of overall shape. I think this side is good. I think except maybe the top. Let's see. Hold on. Let's remove this right here. A little bit better. Kind of got that. Let me see if I can hold it the right way. Kind of got that side profile going of the owl. To be king. All right, let's do the other side now. San Juan, Mexico, capital of Puerto Rico. Oh, playing clock when we landed. Now, see, so the thing I'm wondering is, like, he wants that to be a curve. Let me watch it real quick and see what he does, and then I will follow suit. The dark blue and the rock. So he did keep that curve on the owl, but he does do a stop cut there, so. Hey, Dapper. I'm checking the video before I get back to the carving part. Yeah, man, I've been carving. I'm looking now to see what the guy does next before I get back into it, so that way I don't fuck it up too much. How you doing today, sir? And on the back side, it looks like he does kind of maintain that. Now, see, his wood is splitting like that too, so I guess it's okay then. You know, maybe that's just naturally how it happens, and I'm just too nervous about it. You know, when I was 21. Just woke up for the second time. It's been a weird morning. Dude, it took me forever to get out of bed. Okay, so he didn't do any stop cuts. He just swept it. So let me pause this here. Hold up. Pause right there. Thanks. So just so you can catch up, Dapper, let me put my knife back down. We're trying to carve an owl. This is our first owl. This is what we got so far. We got let's see if I can get the pencil markings to show up. There we go. And then they got this part right here. This is a 1x1x4, so 1 inch by 1 inch by 4 inches. The part that I've messed up the most on is right here at this neckline. I did make it a bit bigger than what I intended. So what's gonna probably have to happen is that just might need to be something I smooth out a bit more and clear up. Right now, what I'm working on is this side. As you can, let's see if I can get it to focus. This is an old camera with weird lighting, so there's that curve. I got to make that there curved. Binder. So that's where I'm at with that. Are you on the bottom of it now? It's feet. Okay, so the bottom is right here. I haven't really gotten there yet. He just wanted us to get this part done. What it is imagine it being sitting like this. It's kind of what he's kind of having envisioned. And what he does is he has another piece of wood that he wood glues it to. I don't think I'm going to do that yet, but I at least want the owl part done. But that's where the feet are going to be, is down here. Like, most of this is going to get cut off. And so we got the face right up here. We got it's going to have like the back over on this side. I think. I'm really nervous about that neckline that I did. I'm worried that I fucked that up way too hard. But oh well, let's see what he does next. Yeah, I think he removes a lot of that right there. Yeah, we're about to do that bottom part here in a minute. Indescribable feeling. What I'm doing is I'm watching it first to kind of see what he does, and then I'm going to do it. So just be patient, guys. All right. Oh. He's telling me to use like kind of the tip of the knife when it gets to certain parts because we are on the edge of the wood towards an end, and that's where the grain is. Oh. Fucking ad. Have you watched the whole vid at all yet, or is the first watch through with him? Yeah, I mentioned earlier in the video, I've watched this video about 2 or 3 times. I'm just making sure I rewatch it as I'm doing it to enforce what I remember seeing, because it's hard to remember all of it. But yeah, no, I've watched it 2 or 3 times already. So what he does is he kind of does this. Let me mark it. That way it's not too bad. So the way he does it is he takes it and he draws a line, like right, or he cuts it to where it's kind of lined out right there. Where it's kind of like this. Well, no, he follows that line all the way down, but then here it's more like this, I want to say. So we might be able to save it yet. He has it kind of like this, where it's like he cuts it off right here, and then here's kind of the feet. So we can maybe make that happen. I love this song so much. Like, carving to this music right here is solid. This is Baba Yetu by Christopher Tin and the Soweto Gospel Choir, for those of you who are interested. Look how clean that is, though. I ain't gonna lie. That's probably the smoothest cut. Oh, man. I gotta get all this off though now, because as you can see, I kind of made a notch. Like, let me see if I can get up there close. That small notch right there. That's we're gonna cut it all the way to that, because if I flip it over, you'll see like the pencil. So that's where the owl sits. If I move my thumb, you can kind of more so see it. Now, don't ignore this slanted one. That one was wrong. So if you look at that, hang on, let me see if I get close. That slanted line where there's an X, ignore that. The new line was where it's straight across. I am kind of concerned about it not being enough. So that's like, just a little bit more right there. Alright, let's see what he does next. And we'll strop after we hit play on this one. Well, let me see how mine compares to his. Like, his is more like angled right there. Like, I want to say it's more like straight right there. Yeah, let's get that to be more straight. Let's do that. So his is like, I want to say like maybe it's just more flat. So like maybe right. Get a pencil and look first. Hey, Queen, give me 1 second and I'll walk you kind of through what I'm doing. We want this to be more straight, not curved. Okay. All right. So revisiting it for Queen. So right now, the way we have it is kind of an owl. This is the way it would face. It'd be kind of leaning like this, like standing and looking at you. So let me hold it by the top of the head. So think of it like sitting and like leaning forward in a way, or it's gonna be upright, but the feet are down here. So it'll be sitting on its feet like this. And then it will be staring at you right there. We got kind of the rounded look to it. I can see the vision taking shape. Yeah, it's hard to explain, but like if you look, let me see if I can get the pencil to show up. If you can see, there's like a slanted line on the face. You should be able to see it now. That line will have to sit vertically like this, the way it's looking at you now. That's the center of the face. So when I move it back, that's how it's gonna sit. So right now what I'm about to do is down on the tail end down here. As you can kind of see, when I bring it close, it's more of a curve. I want it to be more of a 90-degree angle-ish. So let me see if I can get the pencil to show up. That's the hardest part about new camera angles. You see that little corner I drew on the marking on the wood? I'm about to make that angle on the wood. I'm going to make a V cut right on the corner there. And I'm going to try and make that bottom part. Now, like I said, you can see it's kind of curved right now. I want that to be straight. So that way it's a more defined, when it sits on the finger or the wood I glue it on, it's going to sit snug. That's what we're doing. And now I'm going to strop. And again, for those of you who missed it at the beginning, when I'm talking about stropping, it's a piece of leather with material on it. Compound, which I just spilled some of the dust on me. Yay, Rift math. And you take your knife and you are laying it pretty much flat with a slight angle and just slowly dragging it down away from your blade, so that way it's honing that sharp edge. And doesn't require much. I feel like I've gotten a lot better at it than I was before. The only thing I'm not good with is, like, on videos, some people move theirs, like, they'll drag theirs down and move their hand. I'm not good at that, so I do drag, like, a good, I want to say 70 to 80% of the knife, and then I slide my finger up a little bit to put that light, very light, pressure on the, like, the top 10 to 20%, 20, 30%, and do that as well. Then you take your paper towel or your rag, wipe any leftover compound that was on there, which now I've gotten to the point where there's not much at all, and you get back to it. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do my V-cut where I want it. Actually, let's try to, like, visualize it a bit more, because I don't want to, like, screw that up. I'm going to try and do that the whole way down. And we're going to try to smooth this out. So how's y'all's day going? How's lunch? What'd you have for breakfast? Dapper, you said you're having a weird morning. Are you feeling all right, brother? And again, hopefully the music's not too loud, or not much louder than me. What I think I'm going to try to do is a little bit of a pairing cut, I want to say. Maybe. If I can do it without hurting myself, or a push cut. I might just do a push cut. Might be the smartest move because of where we're at. I might be getting sick, but it's fine. My day's going pretty good. Taking a break from the baby's photo shoot to take him to lunch. How's the baby's photo shoot going? Baby behaving? And Dapper, I'm sorry you're getting sick, man. That's getting a little bit better. I mean, honestly, that's pretty solid for a straight line. Now we just got to make it a bit straighter, I would say. I just want this bottom part to be more straight, you know? I'm just gonna level this out just a little bit more. All right, look at that. Oh, yeah, bud. He's behaving. He does very well with the camera. That's hilarious. That's a lot better. So now, again, just so we're clear, like, there's the owl. Let me put the knife down first. Safety first, ladies and gentlemen. So there he is, and he just sits, boom, right there on the finger. Is the idea. Which, it did be sitting on wood, but, like, the finger is where I can prop it for you to see. Not too shabby. We've been doing shoots once a month since he was born. It says I should be able to sit him on something flat. Yeah, I'd say so. Ish, maybe. Make the owl a lot more round is the next step. I'm not gonna touch the edges. Oh, hold on. So he said what he wanted to do. Let me turn it up a little bit. But I remember us doing monthly photo shoots for the first year with ours too, Queen, so I get that. So he's taking all the edges and want to make the owl's silhouette as round as possible, it looks like, except for this. Except for the bottom. Except for this bottom part here. Is what he's wanting me to leave. Oh, I missed a spot because I was running my mouth. Hold on. Back. Welcome back. It's been fun. That'll be a fun montage type thing to look back on. Are you talking the baby? Yeah, they are. And the baby will like to watch it too. Like our kids watch theirs. Like they look at their old baby photos and old baby videos and they cackle and they laugh and they pick on each other. Like it's one of those things. Let me drink some of my coffee. I haven't drank anything since I've started this. While we're taking a minute, especially those of you who have been watching and those of you who have been here the whole time, or even those of you who are just tuning in and seeing a little bit of it, and again, this is just me kind of touching base with you guys. How's everything looking? Are you actually satisfied with the the camera angle down here you're seeing with the carving? Is the sound quality decent? I want to be able to make it to where it's enjoyable for you. So if it's not, I do need to know. It's not going to hurt my feelings. All right, got to get back to it. All right, Queen, I hope the photo shoot goes well. It's dropping a little bit more because I just thought about it. Why not? Mind y'all, here's my thought process on this whole thing. Just do it. Worst case scenario, people don't like it, and then I carve by myself in the afternoons. Best case scenario, people like it, and then I make it part of the content. You know what I mean? On the angle you're turned as you're carving, it's definitely harder to hear you, but it's not impossible. The camera's a little blurry, but it definitely works. It works, brother, and you're here. I think the content is fun. I appreciate it. And again, if this is something that we like... Let me turn this song, because I kind of want to start worshiping more than anything else. If this is content we like, let's say hypothetically we do 1 or 2 of these, and you guys are like, you know, this is really doing well, and let's say I post it to YouTube or TikTok, and it gets some traction, I wouldn't mind investing, because I think the camera I have here, for me, this is, I want to say, at most, a $20 to $30 camera. I don't mind buying another one of these and using it down here. This camera that you're looking at here, this is like an $8 camera, and it's also about 15 years old. So it's not a newer tech camera. That's why it's blurry. That's why the lighting gets all fucked down here. It's very old. But I can improve that. So if everything else is good, good. And thank you for that input. I appreciate that. Now, as far as the sound goes, let me actually, just curious. Where's this cord go? If I wanted to, I could, theoretically, let me hit this button. Turn that off. I could slide that back. I got so many studio lights, I don't even fucking know. And I could, because this is on a boom. Put it right there. Now when I turn, has my sound quality changed when I'm like this and talking and turned? Is that impossible? Not impossible, the more faded, is it gone? Yeah, so it's on a boom. You can't see it. It's right here. Like right below my hands is the mic. It's the only reason why I don't have it. Like, there it is. Like, the only reason why I don't have it like this during gaming is my keyboard and shit is right here, and I'd be like hovering over it. Like, I don't want to do that. But for now, I don't mind doing that. Alright, let's go ahead and get to rounding these edges off, because I don't need any markings for it. So again, what we're doing next, we're going to take all these edges, and we're going to try to, not these down here, we're not touching these yet. We're going to round this whole thing off more. Like, we want this is the head right here. We want that head to be a nice little bowling ball. So that's what we're doing. And then we're taking some of the other edges. We're going to make sure that we're making sure this here stays sharp as well. The neck. That's where the neck is. We're going to have to already tweak that a little bit. So we're going to see how it goes. He recommends using push cuts. So we're going to use some push cuts and like... Oof, careful. The problem I'm going to have, so he wants the face to stay the face, but he wants me to curve this whole thing down. So I got to push from here, it feels like. So like this is the front, so I got to make sure I push from this side the most. I think that's what I'm going to do, is start just removing that flat top. Once I do that, then I'll go from there. Because I think once I remove that damn flat head of his, I'll be able to do a bit more. But I'm not pulling from this side. I'm going to try and keep that as, like, way I have it as possible for now. Until we get to that point where I got to do more of it. Okay, so that's here, so we're not wanting to do that. We're going to stay on this side. The issue I think I'm having right now the most is that, so that's the head again. Hang on, go this way. Sorry, I wanted to sneeze. Is gripping it. So, like, right now, this part is really kind of, let me show you. It's at that sharp edge. My glove is, like, catching on it when I'm trying to turn it, and it's driving me nuts. And then I'm trying to remember that this needs to stay the way it is. So I'm trying to, like, grip it to where that I feel it. But then I'm sliding everywhere. So I'm losing my leverage. So I'm trying to do these push cuts. I'm having to, like, put more force in my grip. Which, by the way, if there's ever any, like, master carpenter or, like, even just an experienced carpenter watching my content anywhere and they have, like, tips on, like, either mentality or technique or anything like that, like, please, by all means, reach out. I don't mind hearing from you in the Discord. I don't mind hearing from you in the comments. Come into the stream one day. I do not mind at all. You gotta learn somewhere, you know? I kind of want to take that and just, like, off to the side, maybe. Ooh, 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 I felt that. I felt that one. I fucking did it, and it fucking went down on that thing. Pro tip, the knife is sharp on one side and not the other. So funny you say that, and I said this earlier. I'm going to go ahead and showcase this. When you're working, it's very easy for you to lose track of where this hand is doing. Now, when you have, let me see, do I have it in here? I don't. Let me use my other one. When you use, so here's a pocket knife I own. This is not my everyday carry. This is one I take when I go, like, fishing, when I'm driving somewhere that I'm not used to. It has the, as you can see, it has the EMT first responders logo on it. This has a seatbelt cutter. It's got the window breaker, and then it's the knife itself, right? And it locks. So this is locked. I'm safe. And this honestly is not, this isn't as sharp as it could be because I don't sharpen it as much. So what I'm trying to showcase is when you're out fishing and doing stuff sometimes, you get kind of in that mentality where when you're gripping it, sometimes you want to grab it. So if you can't see, I'm pinching it. I'm not over the blade. You'll pinch it and then kind of get close when you're opening a can or you're getting into something. When you're using these carving knives, one of the things that I've noticed that I've been doing, and just kind of a warning to you guys, is when I'm gripping it, so you grip it like this, right? And then when you go to cut, some people use your thumb to push on the back, and especially for certain push cuts, but that's what this thumb's for. You're supposed to use this thumb to help push it. But what's going on is when I'm doing those really nice fine details, or I'm trying to get really close somewhere, I found myself creeping up on the knife and going to grip it like that. Be mindful of that. This tape, if I could give you one fucking argument to tape your index finger, and maybe even your middle finger if you're big-handed. I got little hands, I guess. But if you had, for anything ever, that's the reason. There's been a couple of times where that's just kind of creeped up and I'm not paying attention, and I grip it, and then I feel that kind of that blade, and I'm like, wait, that's really tight. So you gotta fucking bring it back down. Tape those two fingers. It's gonna save your life. Is it when you're trying to do more detail work? Pretty much, yeah. When I'm trying to use the tip of the knife when I'm doing it. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Back to what I was doing, not saying. What am I listening to? Hold on. That'll work. I have my detail knife right here, yeah. But I'm not using it right now for that. Right now I'm getting... Ooh, it's all the white's all gone. Like you can see on here, it's like that white from the cut. It's all rounded now. Now I just gotta like hone it a little bit. There you go. See that curve? Let's go ahead and take this. I need to find out how he did this one. Or did he just like round it off like, let's see, hold on, like this. This is where that grip thing doesn't. There we go. That right there is becoming my problem, right there. So if you want to see what I'm talking about, see those like striations there? You gotta peel the potato to get rid of them. You want to like shave it almost like you're trying to shave the hair off your arm. And you can get rid of those. There we go. I'm trying to like see like or visualize what I want to shave off here to make it more round. He said don't touch down here very much. Alright, let me see what else he does now. You'll probably be able to hear it now. Yeah, let's go back to where it was. I do not want to listen to the house tour. I mean, I feel like it's got that owl look to it kind of right now. He says you want it to be symmetrical on both sides of that line. So on both sides of that line, he wants the curve to be symmetrical. Let's see if I can get it to focus on it. There it goes. I'd say it's pretty fucking symmetrical. I'd say. Talk about the head. Did my music pause? Yeah, it did. That was wild. Mm-hmm. 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 Hey, let's see what he says. He says extend the neck around the circular shape for the head. Okay. Okay. Let's do that real quick. So what he was saying was that this neckline, he wants to extend it kind of further out this way. Or not around, like, kind of like following the head. And then kind of over the shoulder to give it that shouldered look. But then now that might help with... How do we want to approach that? Let's do it on this side first. This side was a bit better than the other side. So this is like kind of... Ooh. Since this knife is smaller, I gotta like be careful because I haven't been used to using it. I mean, that wasn't too bad. It's a bit deeper than I'd like, but like that's not terrible. That's what she said. Not my wholesome wood carving stream. Nope, nope, nope. And let's kind of drag it down to a wee bit on this side, like right there. Okay, move it. Say, oh. So where's you not the fire? So right now we got this look. I don't know how I feel about this being so straight, but I didn't see how he did that. But I think what I will do is make that more of a curve on the spine. If you look at the spine, it's kind of like straight-ish. So we're going to get back the bigger knife here. So that's the face. This is the spine. It's a little bit better, honestly. Now, what did he do once he extended that? So I don't want to overdo it, you know what I mean? Now, I will say, just kind of pausing it for a minute, his owl head, so if you look at mine on the front, you can really kind of see, at least right up here, look where the face meets the top of the head. His is curved the whole way around, and I'm about ready to go ahead and do that as well. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. His is all the way around curved, so let's kind of just gently, maybe, possibly make that happen for ours. I'm like a little nervous. I don't want it to go too sharply, but I don't want it to like blend almost, you know what I mean? It's like a little bit, maybe a little bit more. Let's take like some of, just a little bit off the top. One second, everybody. Let's see if I can even turn this up. Sorry about that, everybody. Not only did I like leave you, I left you with like an interesting music choice. I love it, but doesn't mean that y'all love it. Who's all playing Tarkov? And then if so, who's playing the first season? Let's do this. Alright, so what does he do? I'm checking to see what he's doing now to make certain that, like... He says to continue the inside corner all the way to the back, but I'm not going to do that. I like where mine's at right now. Hold on. I want to see how his left side wing looks. Yeah, so on his, this whole side is like rounded. So we gotta get that rounded. I gotta find out how to do that. Let's go ahead and just say YOLO and do it. Gripping that bitch is a problem. Oh my god, you're gonna get terms of service checked or whatever it's called? What do you mean? What did I do? Oh, well. I ain't worried about that. I ain't pulling nothing out. You had me so worried. Like, I was worried that something did show up. That was earlier? Oh my god. And then you're like, I need a sharper knife, and I start carving. Oh my. I saw a knee and something hanging. You didn't see shit. Shut up. Lord forbid I get a larger audience that comes in here to see if maybe I'm doing actual carving, and you motherfuckers are in here like, he's pulling his dick out. It's a little bit better. Like, I'd say I got a lot of the sharper edges out of there. Oh, wait. I turned it and I saw it on camera. Hold on. No. No, I'd say it's pretty good, actually. Okay, let's see what the fuck he does next. Because I've put off doing the next part for so long. All right, actually, before I do that, y'all decide. Here we are. We're an hour and 40 minutes into the stream. I know for sure that I want to be off of here in about 30 minutes. I don't know if I'm going to finish this in 30 minutes. It's possible, but I don't know. I can either stop now and we do another episode of this to finish it later, or we can see how far we get in 30 minutes and then stop there. And I am going to take my break so that way I can stream later tonight on gaming content. What are y'all feeling? It ain't going to hurt my feelings one way or the other. I just want to know. I also have to clean up the area around me. Get after it, brother. What the fuck does that even mean, Dapper? Can we speak English? I'm always worried about this now, by the way, because like when I turn, I am worried now that like I don't know, because I am wearing basketball shorts. I don't need an accident happening. Rift math getting rift risque. Finish that thing. I can try. All right, let's see. What does he do next? Yeah, he does say in his video that we can't have any flat surfaces and tells me how to fix it. Quote, how goes it? Hey, Diamond! Yeah, so you just make sure the whole damn thing is rounded off. So let's look at that real quick while I'm thinking about it or looking at it. This is a more flat side right here as well. So let's go ahead and maybe do some of this. Motherfucker, quit stripping. He said leave this for now, so I'm leaving that. It's going to take this and like these sharper corners, like take them off, maybe. I'll take this kind of. I'll find it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it, no. Been breeding my fire wyverns. Finally got a male with 1 paternal and 1 maternal mutations, and a female with 2 paternal, 1 paternal. But yeah, what are those mutations though? That's the real question. You got to be able to identify which stat mutated. The way you do that is you look at the parents and you look at the baby and you see which ones are different. Not with the imprint though. You can't have it on imprint. I feel like this is looking pretty good. I feel like this is good for us to move on. Let's look at the next piece. His head's a bit like rounder than mine as far as the owl goes, but I wouldn't mind. So like his, if you look at his, like mine looks more like a finger. His on this part of the side is more rounded. So he like takes it and carves more off of it to make it more round. I kind of don't mind mine sitting straight up like that. These damn ads are gonna be the death of me. Can y'all hear the video that I'm watching, I wonder? Alright, so before I watch this next part, he takes it and he makes this part down here more rounded by just trimming off parts of the edges there. So we're gonna do that right now. We're just gonna... I'm not listening to this right now. That'll work. Listen, lad, we can't all be professional breeders. I'm just I'm just teaching you the next step, brother. I apologize. I'm happy for you to be getting mutations. Okay, let's see what he now. Let's see. Now he's gonna do the wings. I'm marking the let's see. Sorry. Trying to get the wings. Let's see if it'll get the zoom in right. God bless America. There we go. The outline kind of there, and I'm trying to get on the back side as well for both sides. You're good. I didn't think you meant anything bad. I appreciate the knowledge. The goal from here is definitely to compare and despair when they're inevitably terrible. Yeah, because like there is a such thing as bad mutations. Hold on. So that's the face. Both of these should be going kind of similar. Ish. Headed back to school night with the fam. Might be around later for phase 2. Good on you for pursuing your goals and hobbies. Talk to you later. All right, Outlaw. Thank you much, brother, and have a good night with your family. I need to see how he drew this again. He has his kind of like... kind of like right there, and this one's like way up here. So I guess like I was right the first time. But still. This is a trust the process moment, maybe. Fuck it. So the way he does it. Let's use our detail knife for this. I'm really like worried that I'm not doing this right. Because the way he does it is he kind of like carves towards it and then cuts down, you know? Oh, well, that one worked out pretty good. So let me show y'all. Let me back to you. See, that's not how it's supposed to come out. I know that, but so I'm doing something different. Speaking of which, thank you all so much for being here and hanging out and supporting me with my goal to learn how to wood carve. I know I'm probably not the best at streaming it. It's my first stream of it, but like I'm glad to be here with you all. Where's my pencil? I'm struggling with understanding how to do these. So he does stop cuts and drags it kind of towards and pops it. But mine is not popping quite as smooth. And I'm kind of wondering why. You know what I mean? Like the ends of it, just fine. Makes sense, you know? Like, I get it. But the others, not so much. Let me try with the larger knife. Maybe what it is I'm like used to the larger knife. Because there is some truth to that. Like if you're used to a tool and you're good with it, use what you're good with. Yeah, look at that. Look at the difference there. I've already got a good chunk of it up. Let's see if I can get it to show. Yeah, see, it's kind of tore up right there. We gotta fix that. You greedy dirtbag. And since, okay, god damn it. I'm gonna watch him do it again, but like, I wouldn't say it's a terrible wing, you know? Like, that's not terrible. It does it. It does the job. And I hate that the light is the way it is. I might wonder one of these days, maybe with this light off over here in front of me, I'm trying a different light for it. Let me try to smooth out this right there. Listen, I've traveled every road in this here land. That's a little better, honestly. Let me watch what he did, and then I'm going to do the next swing, because I don't want to... You got to know when it's time to double check yourself. He does it in small little bursts. And he's like, chunka, 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 chunka. Okay. Okay. So he says, and I quote, push the blade in along the line directly, and then cut towards the line. So let's redo our lines for this side so we don't fuck it up. Let's start with this side. Holding it is the problem right now. I don't know how I need to hold it. But I think part of that is from, like, fear of the knife. Because of how sharp I have these, and I know that they're sharp. But, like, it really shouldn't be this complicated. And also, it's awkward. Like, the where I'm needing to cut is on a side that's behind, like, curves and stuff. So, like, the handle is hitting another part. So I'm trying to do it over this way, but then I don't get the right angle. So I don't know how to remedy that. Let me get the other one. Maybe I can use the tip of the blade instead. Okay, yeah, there we go. Let me do the strop as well, because I've already lost that edge right there. And I can feel that. Hmm. Hmm. You gotta stop shaking, trust your hands. Hey, Badger. I know. Oh, I don't trust the cut. Also, take your hand where you're holding it, cut away from your hand and body. No, that's what That's what this here's for. That's what these here are for. I'm not worried about slipping and cutting my body. I'm more worried about not getting the right angle for this. So what I'm trying to do is stab down and do a V cut into it. The problem I'm having is the whole fucking thing. Let me show you. It's curved. I've made it to where it's curved. Yeah, shorter strokes I agree with. And I can't seem to get my grip. And that's kind of what I'm struggling with right now. Cause like this bottom part has this awkward shape to it. And it has all the divots I've made. So it's kind of, I'm struggling with learning where to grip it to do what I'm wanting to do. So what I'm wanting to do is push the blade into this line that I have drawn and then cut towards it. Thumb and index only. Yeah, we'll see. Let's see. I don't think I'll have the... Let's try it like this. So I'm going to push down. See, like right now I can't... I don't want to push down without being able to grip it. I just push right here. And then we're going to go kind of towards it. There we go. Yeah, that's a little bit better. That's getting it out. How's your day going, Badger? And did you ever message me back on Discord the comment I made about the season 1 stuff for Tarkov? Do you have a smaller knife? I have a detail knife, but I'm struggling to use that. Bang, loud sound of demon spirit. How we doing? Brother, we are doing. I'm enjoying doing this and having a good old time. Oh, that's better. Hold on. That's better. That's much better, what I just did there. Kind of have my hand holding it, like to brace it. That's much better. There we go. Now we're at that weird spot. Hold on. Let's do straight down. Straight towards it. That's not the cleanest. Not the cleanest. Losing finger stream. Let's go. No, I didn't see Discord. That handle is a massive... Listen, how about we not spend the first 5 minutes in the stream nagging at me? How about that, brother? How about that? It looks massive because I'm bringing it super close to camera. Like, I don't think I'm maybe like 5 inches away from the camera. I wouldn't say it's that massive personally, but that's just me. You do have little hands. I do have little hands. I can agree with that wholeheartedly, Badger. Lose finger stream. What an asshole, brother. My worry is how am I going to straighten out this part, the raggeded part. Hope your cutting skills are better than my typing. Brother, I swear to God, you are such a pain in my ass right now, Badger. With love, brother, with love. I just gotta do this whole backside first. I guess we'll go ahead and do that. We're gonna kind of extend this a little bit right here. We'll smooth it out later. We'll smooth it out later. How was I holding it before that felt good? Back edge of the knife near the handle, use that part of the blade. I can't. I can't. It hits the piece. Like, it'll hit the piece too much. I agree with you, but I also can't. Like, I don't know what... I don't know how to properly do that yet. Or at least not without fucking it up. There we go. A little bit better there. Ugh. It's over this, like, corner edge, and that's kind of making me struggle a bit right now. It shouldn't, but it is. Let's see if I can get the light on it the right way. The damn light, like, reflects so hard on the wood that I can't get the... There we go. Now I gotta clean it up, though. And then we got this side. Now, if Badger's still here, we're trying to get an owl. Put the knife down. Looks kind of like a pecker when I do hold it like that. The idea is that this is the face of the owl right here, and it would sit on another piece of wood later on that I can glue it to, and it would sit kind of like at an angle. We got it rounded off pretty well. Right now, I'm trying to work on the outline cut of the There we go. The wings. Let me get to where I can. There we go. Much better. There we go. Let's see if I can flip it. You can't say round it off right once you say it looks like a dick. Listen, I'm actually going to go ahead and what you call it? Strop the knife. What's everybody's dinner plans for tonight? And thank you for the bang in spirit, not in practice. I'm glad you read that because I'd have been really upset. Make it go, brum brum brum. In my living room. I'm gonna clean this up. I'm trying to use my detail knife to clean it up. Because now that I kind of have an idea, maybe that smaller blade will help. Dance floor up in my living room. I want to clean up that edge right there. That's going to bother the shit out of me. How am I going to fix that, though? Pan and cut it. Maybe. No, that's not a good one. Let's do. That bothers me so much, and I don't know how I want to fix it yet. There we go. One wing at a time. Don't go to the next wing until this one's finished. Then the room comes up, then lights go out. I got so many wood shavings all over me, y'all. I feel like this wing over here is fine. It's the other one that I'm like nervous about, but I think we're gonna have to move on from it and come back to it later. Don't dwell too much on what might be mistakes. Let's see what they say. He like levels that part of the feet off a bit more.
Taking this part of the body a little bit deeper in, which means that I need to make these edges of the wings, these V-cuts. That's because the body is now at the same level, looking at this from the side, compared to these wings. So the stop cuts just do it anymore. I need to make a few V-cuts like this, and then a third cut from this side.
I'm trying to wait till it shows me it from the side a little bit so I can. There we go. So what he's saying is at this part right here where the feet are coming out, I need to cut that in a little bit so that way it's kind of not behind the wing, but kind of behind the wing. Put this down. And then we can define the owl a bit better. The wing is what he was saying to do. Pretty little poison. Heartache and the kiss on Let's see if I can put the shadow on it again. Okay. See what he does next.
And then I'm also making this chest slightly more round.
Oh, my freaking Etsy ad. Dude, I hate ads on YouTube so much. I guess while that's going on. Alright, before he goes on to that next part, let's just make sure we get all these areas kind of cleaned up a little bit. All these striation marks are going to be gone, hopefully. Possibly. Maybe. Right over here is where there's like a rough-ish spot. Looking good. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, so right now, here's where we're at. Let me just fucking get the shadow back on it, hopefully. I'm going to try next time I do a stream like this to turn this light over here, this direction off. Because the light is reflecting off this wood very hard, and it's making it hard for you guys to see the cuts. But, like, that's the best I could do for maybe now. Alright, let's see what he wants with the face. So let me mark it, and I'll be back on. He uses a circle around the face. And again, like I said earlier, we're not looking for perfection on it. We're just wanting to help with the guides for us. So he wants the circle redrawn on the face, if it'll focus. Yeah, you can kind of see it right there. Okay. You soak the water in wood and water to help. If I get to the point where it says I need to do that, I can. Luckily, right now, I have that base wood that comes pretty damn soft. So that part I'm not too worried about. Thankfully. But I have heard about that trick. Let's make this more the center. And he says to make that more flat. And then taper it off to make it more rounded. 179 million rubles. We are vibing. Oh, so did you answer and I missed it? Are you playing the season 1 stuff? So just so you can see, we've marked kind of like the halfway point on the face, and we're going to make that more of a flatter edge to work with, is what he kind of wants us to do. Let's taper this a little bit like this. Let's see. The idea went back to PvE. Oh, I played one raid and died to a guy named Red Hacker. So is the PvP the only way you can do the seasonal content? They did add new quests and stuff on PvE. Gotcha. So the idea is that this right here be the top of the face, but then the sides be more flattened out, in case you're curious. Just remove what doesn't look like an owl, right? Kind of taking that. Let's see if I can get it to that angled shape. Queen says hydrate. Can't hear, trying to see how the project is coming along. Water. I don't know why I'm showing it to that camera when I can just pick it up. Thank you for the hydrate, Queen. I don't know why I said that. She said she can't hear, but I guess you guys know I have manners. Let's see what else he does with the face here. Because I got it flat, so... I do want that chin to be more pointed. I want to have, like, this part right here. Let's see. This part right here to be more of a point going down. Right now, I don't know if you can tell, but, like, it does have that point, but it's not as defined. I want that point to be a bit better. Just a slightly bit more defined. You know what I mean? A little bit better. A little bit better. We're gonna see what he does next. I'm watching it in fast forward kind of to see. Son of man. Just kind of seeing how he does it. I thank you guys so much for hanging out, chatting, giving input, praising. It means the world. I know this isn't phase one. I know this is what I normally do. I know I'm more quiet than normal. I know there's not much going on the screen than normal, but I mean, this stuff takes time and I am learning, so mainly I'm trying to see what he does with the head as far as like there's a specific part I was wanting to see what he does, and it doesn't look like he does much of anything. Oh, there it is. All right, now I know that. Okay. So what we're gonna do now is work on the face, and then we also want to take this little top part off. So I will go ahead and do the top part first, even though he didn't. The reason why I want to go ahead and do that, because it's going to bother the absolute shit out of me if I don't. Okay. So now what we need to do first is we need to go right along this here. Just kind of push straight down. And just like the wings, but just a little bit less like craziness. You and I start gazing, intertwining. So you see we take that part off for the face. And we kind of want to... Let's go and do the other side too, just to kind of make sure it's all fucking symmetrical. Mm-hmm. 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 Get that little bit of a... You can kind of see it now, actually. Hold on. There we go. There it is. You can see it coming out a little bit. And we'll do a little bit more. And from the eyes, we gotta go ahead and kind of curve it. I did not want to listen to this. No! Alright, we gotta do this. So don't call me baby. All right, there we go. Hey, that's not looking bad. I mean, it's not like the best in the world, but like it's coming along. Neckline's a bit thick, but like. So don't call me baby. All right, so we got the face mostly done, I want to say. Like, it's not the best face in the world, right? But it is coming along. Let me kind of see if I can get that angle so you can see it's like dug in there a little bit. And he does have that beak point. When you look at it from the side, he does have his. Not too shabby. What else does he do? He's saying make sure that the sides here go kind of all the way back. So, like, this part, that it curves a little bit in the back, maybe? The teenage dream. You don't know. I think what I might do at some point in the hangout tonight is do some Tarkov, by the way, in case anyone's wanting to be in there during that. I was saying I might do some Tarkov tonight in the hangout. There's another ad. You still have that game? Shut the fuck up, brother. Y'all, if you could only see the amount of mess I'm making down, like, right below me.
These sharp edges, but the general shape is going to be pointy. And then we're also going to get rid of this straight line over here. And we're going to connect it somewhere down here. And that'll make the back and also this tip of the wings slash tail a bit nicer looking. I think it's good to start with this part. So
I want to mark it the right way. Hold on. This damn blue tape on my fingers. So what he's saying is we need to now make our back a little less rounded, which my owl is a little different than his owl. Their head is kind of like lurched forward. Mine's not. Mine's standing straight up. But I am still wanting to try. Actually, I feel like it's going to be really difficult. I'm already kind of doing what he's doing. I think I've already pretty much done it. So I'm going to mark mine, and then we'll go from there. So I don't think I need to follow his video much anymore. So look, here's what's going to happen. What he's working on now is this back part. As you can see, I kind of went ahead and made the wings go back further, which when I turn it, they cover it. Like, that's the wings. So, like, what he's about to do is take this part of the wood off, which I can do some of that. But down here, I've already taken a lot of that off. So I'm going to take this bottom nub off. Let me turn it. So that way this is not as flat anymore. I'm going to take this part and make it more pointy like the wing. Is what I'm about to do. So we're going to do maybe this right here. This right there. That one's already done that way. As far as the owl itself goes, is there anything I can do? Maybe like right... I'll see if he's standing up. I like that, though. This is more of a flat side, though. There's nothing I can do there, really. I can maybe take this and curve it right up here. Okay. Let me strop a little bit, and we'll get going. Just drop my detail. Show me your wood. Oh my god. Stop. That actually could be a redeem for these if we start doing these more often. Makes me stop what I'm doing and showcase how the work's coming along. Show me your wood. I will point out, too, that this video, he does this in 28 minutes. Now, I don't know how much he cuts it, but... Alright. We definitely want this part of the wood off. Let's use a detail knife for this one. We want this part here to be a bit on the... You were actually asking about the project, weren't you, Outlaw? I just realized you stepped away for a bit. Let me show you. Hold on, I'm sorry. All right. So here it is so far. We got the face on there now. We got some of the wings. And we got his feet perched up as well. We're working on the back right now just to kind of take some of it off. Just kind of what I'm looking at really is to see how his wings are lined up. Because again, mine isn't like his video. His is kind of broader, like the chest of the owl is broader, and then his head is lower. Mine's kind of standing tall and proud. I kind of do wish I had left more of the chest a bit broader, but he does have that poised look. And next time, just kind of food for thought for next time, I would maybe want to leave some more on the shoulders to give him more of a broader shoulder. Which I could carve it inward a little bit, but honestly, I'm fine with it's a minimalistic owl. It's not meant to be hyper detailed. You know what I mean? So it's my second project, first owl. So far, honestly, I could leave it just like this, and I wouldn't be that mad about it, if I'm being honest. Okay, I kind of did that. I want to see what he does now for the rest of it.
This tip of the wings slash tail a bit nicer looking. I think it's good to start with this part. So
He does kind of have it like that too. I need to take this chunk off. What I'm looking for now is the tip of the tail. That's what's gone. So again, if he's going to be sitting right here on his feet, that means everything below that is tail. He doesn't need all this girth on his tail. So we're gonna trim that shit down to make it to where it's the tip of his tail feathers. I mean, honestly, that kind of did it right there. I mean, it's got the tip of the tail down. Let me put this knife down so I can get shade. Like it's there. So he's sitting on your. Hang on, where's it at? He'd be. Let's see what else he does.
Just a few push cuts. That's good. And then the roundness this way. This part still needs to be under.
And he says round off the ass of the feathers, which I really kind of. His feathers cover his whole back. Mine don't. So maybe no point on this end of the feathers, maybe? Just like a small couple push cuts. Nothing perfect. Nothing perfect.
More pointy. Again, looking at a reference photo can help you get a better idea of what we're doing.
The problem I see happening is the feet. I don't have as much to work with the talons as he does. So we'll see. Excuse me.
This time I want to make this part a little bit different. I'm going to make a curve over here. That's going to be made with a few V-cuts. So this part right here is going to be quite round. Something like that. And then this part is going to be almost flat, just slightly round when we're going to be looking at this from the side.
And again, he's doing something kind of what I've already done, so I don't need to do that part. That'll make mine look funny. This is when the following a tutorial kind of goes off the rails, because if you deviate even a little bit, everything else you have to take into account with kind of that artistic freedom. And so that's kind of what I'm doing here, is I'm skipping a lot of his video because I've already taken liberties that he didn't take with how this is going to look. Ooh, I love this song. Riftmath Radio coming at you live 1037. This is Atlas Falls by Shinedown. While this ad is playing on YouTube, just a little bit of a showcase again of where we're at. Oh, ad's over.
Next, we need to make these legs a little bit rounder and more symmetrical, so I'm taking away some of these sharp corners and weird bumps. That's good. Now we're going to separate these legs from each other with some V-cuts. Then we can make 2 more V-cuts per side to give the owl.
Knocking me down.
Very careful.
Don't let me so much
So
and
that the first
stay.
part here, this entire leg can split very easily. This is a very simplified.
Okay. Now mine's going to be a little bit different. We're going to do the feet now. So what he did is he has 2 talons. Now he has a lot more wood to work with. So what I'm thinking about doing is we're still going to have the 2 feet, but I think this one might just be some toes and this one might be more of a foot. So we're going to make sure everything's rounded off here. Which most of it already is. I've already rounded off a good... Actually, I've rounded this bitch off really well. I don't want to round this one off too much. I just want to take like just a little bit. Oh, don't you love it when you take off more wood than you want to on a project? Alright. So with this one, we're gonna go right here, maybe. We want to be careful, because since you are going along the grain of the wood, you don't want to split the whole thing. Don't want to push too hard. Don't want to go too far. I'm just wanting just enough to separate the two, and preferably at a better angle than what I just did. And we'll do some right here. 2 really small ones ish. Oh, see, right then, I just did exactly what I warned against. Don't push too hard or it'll go further. Honestly, it worked in my favor because the way it kind of looks, let me show you. It kind of like made a separate nook there. So I might go ahead and just try to like very lightly. Oh, creeper. Oh, hi. I am a creeper. So nice. Nice to meet you. Okay, so here's the toes. Nothing great. Minimal. Again, minimal. That's what we're looking for. We're not looking for insane detail. We're just looking for minimalistic. I kind of want to make this just a little more... What's the word I'm looking for? I forgot that I need to carve on camera. That's the other part about this that like is different from what I did before. Is before I was just focused on carving, you know, I wasn't focused on being on camera. So what I'm doing right now is I'm taking this and kind of carving it kind of inward to show more of a foot ish. Now let's just go ahead. So there's a foot. Let's go ahead and do maybe right here ish. Just wanting to be a bit more flat right there for when I do glue it to something. I have a defined flat area here. Little bit at a time. Don't worry about overdoing it. Don't snap the fucking wood. Don't make it all crazy. Yep, there we go. Perfect. Nice little flat area. Let's see what he does next. And if that's it, then
but I think it works quite nicely. Very soon we're gonna make some feather patterns over here. But before that, this is the last part where you can still change the body shape a little bit over here. If it needs some adjustments, I think I'm gonna remove just a little bit of this thickness from here.
honestly, I think because the next thing he's gonna do is feathers.
just slightly, making it a little bit more flat. Also, the back of the head in my case is a little too thick, so I'm going to remove just a little bit of that too.
I'm not adjusting the head. He's adjusting the head, his body, because he's like, this is the last time where you can adjust the body before you do the feathers. And I'm like, honestly, the only spot I would adjust, I have no idea how I would adjust it. Alright, so now the hard part. This is where the detail. So what he's doing is he's going on the wings and doing what's called sweeping cuts to do feathers. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our practice piece and we're going to try our hand at sweeping cuts. So what he does is kind of like, first let's kind of round it out a little bit, similarly to what we got to work with here. Not me using my deep... I just sliced the shit out of that. Hold on, let me do this so I don't hurt myself. There's a notch from a V-cut, in case you're wondering what I keep snagging. Okay, so it says... He says to do sweeping cuts. I kind of want to try it with the big knife first. So... I don't know what he means. Like, if I do... Because, like, if the tip digs in... She can already fly. Fuck off. If the tip of the knife digs in, you get, like, a chipped piece of wood right there. Like, it doesn't look like a feather. Let's round this off. Gotta look for a bit. All right, brother. We'll see. We'll see. Thank you for letting me know. What if I did this? We'll try it. I don't want to listen to this. I'm so nervous about this. Do I even need to do the feathers? Yeah, I do. I need to practice. It's just... Let me watch it again just to see what he does.
Are going to be down here. And for that, you can imagine this inside corner continuing somewhere over here, both sides. These are going to be the longest sweeping cuts. Then above them, we're going to have some slightly shorter ones. With these ones over here,
Like, How the fuck? Oh, okay, I'm doing it. Alright, alright, alright. Where's my big knife? Now that I kind of know the feeling. So for those of you who may not know what I'm doing here, which I almost stabbed my finger, I need to be careful. It's kind of like you're doing a semi-push cut. You're dragging the knife along, and then you're kind of just popping it off to the side, which some of these aren't doing too good, but like, but that's what it is. No, that's not right. There's no way this is the right way to do it. I was doing it. These are more like scratches than anything else. Let me just do this. I think for me, I'm gonna maybe do the feathers later. For now, we'll just do the shape and keep it clean. Because and we're just barely taking any material off. We're shaving it to make it more smooth and fix these imperfections that I've done. We are going to leave some of these feathers on there. Like the ones that I know looked good. But I'm going to rub the nose, get that pencil off. I think that's all we're going to do to it. To me, this looks like an owl. I'd say we are done. So, I will post pictures in the Discord. Let me take this tape off and put the knives down. And we'll wrap things up, guys. Oh my gosh, my thumb. Love. All right. So, and we'll strap the knives in that in a minute. All right. So, here's our final product, our nice little owl. It started off as a 1x1x4. Got 2 wings on there. And again, this is minimalist. We got our feet, which he does have feet. I don't know if you can tell, he has little notches on there for his feet. I like how the face turned out. If I had to pick 2 primary areas that I think could have been better, I think the neckline here could have been better. I think I did do a bit of a deeper cut. I mean, his face turned out like he's got the shape, right? But I definitely feel like the neckline could have been better. I think rounding it off turned out really well. He's got, and again, what I wanted was a straight up owl. I didn't want like a hunched owl. So for mine, he definitely has that straighter look to it. And I know that some people might not like that, but I do. I did make the feet flat, so that way if I want to glue him onto a piece of wood, he can. And I even accommodated for the fact, if you remember when we started, originally he was supposed to lean forward and have his head up, which is why he was hunched. Since I changed it, I did accommodate that. You're okay, Outlaw. I did accommodate that on the feet, so when I glue him down, he'll be standing straight up, like looking at you. He won't be hunched over forward like this. Maybe the chest could have been a bit better, because I did get a little wonky with the wings. I like getting 2 sets of wings on it was a bit hard for me, but yeah, things to learn later is making feathers. Feather cuts on here, which apparently they're sweeping cuts, but I'm not very good at those yet, so we'll worry about that later. I might even paint this one later. But project number 2, the owl, we're gonna go with complete. I'm very happy with it. I'm like I said, I'll post some pictures in the Discord. I bet the kids can guess this one. They fucking better. They fucking better, man. That all being said, thank you so much for coming here. Let's do this right here. Thank you so much for coming here to the Rift. I hope you've enjoyed your stay. If you haven't already, do consider joining us on TikTok and Discord, as well as YouTube, where you can see content of things to come, things you missed, as well as meet like-minded people to make memories with. This was the first wood carving stream of the channel. If it's something you enjoyed, if it was, and again, I'm new to carving, so a lot of and eventually I'll want to carve things of my own design, so it won't be a lot of going to and from the videos and things like that. Hopefully we'll just be able to go for it. Hang on one second. So hopefully we'll be a bit more precise about that. But if you liked it and it's something you want to see more of moving forward, go to the Discord, let me know, comment on TikTok or YouTube if you follow either of those channels. Even if you were to tell me here, go do that, because the more we get comments, the more we get likes, the better off we are. If you watch this at some other place like YouTube, make sure to come and say hello as well. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you'd like to see me to try to carve next if you are seeing this on another channel. Actually, matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and post it that way. So my first project was a whale. My second project was an owl, both of which were on 1x1x4 inch wooden pieces. What would you like to see carved next on a 1x1x4 wooden little block? Let me know in the comments below. If this is posted on something else, I'll make and insert my 2 little project pictures so you guys can see them. I am new. I'm learning. I'm excited to learn more. Yeah. Thank you all for coming here to the Rift. Hope you enjoyed your stay. Make sure to spread the word. Bring it for next time. And as always,